The holiday season is in the air. The city Christmas tree has been installed in the plaza along Meridian Street. The festivities of the season will be here before you know it. And on episode 142 of the Love in Lebanon podcast, Missy Krulik from the Heart of Lebanon gets us geared up. Live reindeer, a singing Mrs. Claus, and an ornament stroll, all outlined in this episode. And it starts right now.
Welcome to the Love in Lebanon podcast, highlighting all the great things happening in Lebanon, Indiana. Have an idea for an episode? Send an email to loveinlebanon@lebanon.in.gov.
Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 142 of the Love in Lebanon podcast. I'm Joe LePage, the City of Lebanon Community Development Director. The holidays, the Christmas season and such are in the air quite literally. Earlier today, this is being recorded on Monday, going to air on Tuesday this morning, guys, where our Parks Department, they're putting up the Christmas tree in what we call the plaza area along Meridian Street. So it got me thinking, what better way, what better person to chat with on this episode? Big run-up, Missy. Sorry. We've got Missy Krulik, the Executive Director of the Heart of Lebanon. Missy, an early happy holidays. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it's always an exciting time of year in downtown Lebanon.
What does it do for you? Is it like one of those things where it gets you right in the Hallmark movie type feels? It gets you right in the knowing what our downtown will be transformed into in just a few short days, weeks?
Yeah, the downtown is beautiful, but around the holiday season, it really comes alive. So it's really great when that Christmas tree goes up, it's coming. So it's exciting to see the downtown businesses start to dress up their window displays and the Christmas cheer. And we're just excited. This is an exciting season. And
I heard of one year someone had just randomly mentioned the events that we're going to talk about in just a few minutes, but it's like a Rockwell painting or something that kind of gave you like that just has like the feeling of home, that type of thing. I get that and totally resonate with that. Is that something you also resonate with? Yeah, I can see that on a postcard for sure.
Yeah, I'm a big Hallmark watcher, so definitely, when people come to the downtown during the holiday season, it's small town still, and it's like walking into a Hallmark movie. It's just gorgeous. It's quaint with the lights. I've actually heard a kid say, "This is magical." That's what you want.
Kind of makes you feel good, right?
Yeah,
it feels
absolutely.
And it's hard to not look too far ahead to the Christmas season and some of the things. But if you can, it never stops for you downtown. It seems like there's always something going on. And not long ago, wrapped up the Halloween craziness throughout our community. It seems like that's something we really do well as a collective community to celebrate Halloween. But Mischief on Meridian 2023 went off without a hitch, and it seemed like were there more people this year? It felt that way anyway.
There were definitely more people this year. We didn't know if we could get more people in that downtown, but we did. It was amazing. We think we had about 5,000 to 6,000 people. We usually have 4,000 to 5,000. The vendors say they gave out quite a bit of candy this year, and so that's kind of how we get our numbers of how much candy they hand out. And it just seemed like the streets were more full this year. As you walk down the middle in between the lines of the kids in their Halloween costumes picking up their candy, it just felt a little tighter this year. So I know we had a lot more vendors than we did last year. We had 51 this year, which was record breaking. And those businesses came out, showed up, gave the candy away, and boy, it's so much fun to celebrate Halloween here in Lebanon because people really get into it.
They go a little bit overboard with it, but still, it's great. And it's all in good fun, and just to piggyback on what you said, Missy, I've been able to go downtown and see Mischief on Meridian. It seems like it was steadier throughout the entire time. Usually in years past, the last even hour, 45 minutes or so, it's kind of been pretty dead, and but this year it seemed like it was just going and going and going all the way to the final buzzer sounded and the event ended.
Right. Yeah. We had a lot of things going on this year. We had the Talent Factory come out and do the
so cool.
flash
so
mob.
Cool.
And then wonderful DJ that we had there played some dance music. So a lot of the kids and adults got into a little dance party there in the middle of the street. So that was just so much fun. And the costumes that people come up with, the families dress up together, the kids dress up, the adults dress up as a couple. There were some phenomenal costumes.
Yeah, there's some talent. There's some game. Absolutely. And folks, if you want to see some of the pictures that Missy's talking about, just head over to the Heart of Lebanon on Facebook and see some of those images. Fantastic professional photography taken there, and a lot of the things that Missy's talking about. How do you juggle all these events? Because, great high fives after mischief, and then the weather starts to get a little bit colder traditionally, and getting ready for the Christmas season, the holiday season, all those things. How was it set up on your calendar where you're able to about face and kind of go to the next thing after celebrating what was a great event? Well, that's great. Now let's look forward to the next one.
Yeah, we get to celebrate, but not for very long because we've got to switch our focus onto the next one. And we did 36 events this year. So it's one right after the next. We have to do some record keeping after an event just to record on how it went and, of course, what our expenditures were and just keep track of all that information. But yeah, it's just turning around and going right to the next one and doesn't get boring.
Hey, keeps you on your toes for sure. Everybody, we're talking with Missy Krulik. She's Executive Director of the Heart of Lebanon Downtown Organization here on episode 142 of the Love in Lebanon podcast. And we had a pin put in the Christmas tree installation, which took all of 5 minutes for John Messenger and his band of merry elves. But coming up later on this month, getting ready just after Thanksgiving, is going to be Small Business Saturday. And you really ramp up and have ramped up how that is a boon to downtown businesses during that time of year. Any of the festivities that are going to be taking place this year that you can share with us on this episode?
Yeah, definitely. We have our ornament stroll. It's our third annual ornament stroll that we've had in downtown Lebanon on the Small Business Saturday, the Saturday following Thanksgiving. So it's an important time for our small businesses in our community and in downtown. And so it's important that while we're shopping those big businesses, that we think about those small businesses that are really, really important to our community. So we want to make sure that we support those businesses. And one way you can do that is come out on Small Business Saturday. They're ready for you. They're gearing up for the holiday season, and they could definitely use your support. So what we do is an ornament stroll. So basically we sell tickets in advance. On that day, the ticket holders come to our office. They grab a map of where all the ornament locations are, a punch card, and then they go around to all the different locations, grab their ornament. They get to choose from a pool of ornaments and put it in their bag that we've given them at the beginning and get their card punched. And then they come back to the Heart of Lebanon office, and the Boone County Chamber of Commerce is going to be with me this year. They're helping me with that event. So we'll enter your punch card into a drawing for a downtown prize pack. So it's a lot of fun. People love to gather their family together or their friends and go on this little ornament treasure hunt of sorts to pick out their ornaments. And we just have a great time. They get to go in businesses where I hear every time we have a stroll.
I had no idea.
Okay. I had no idea that business was here, or I saw it, didn't know what it was, never had a reason to go in the door. Today I did, and I'm going back. So it's a lot of fun to see people come to the ornament stroll and get to know our businesses.
And do people get in? Is it something that people get excited about? Do these tickets sell out? Is it like a Taylor Swift type thing, or you getting them while you can type thing? Because you guys do with cookies and other stuff too, right? You do downtown and other events.
This year we did 4 strolls.
Okay.
We did a cookie stroll, a taffy tour, a fall stroll, and our ornament stroll. So ornament stroll is one of the big sellouts. We are down just to a couple tickets, so not that many left. So we cap it at 100, and we're almost there. So it's a big event, people really look forward to it. Some do it year after year. So
yeah, and if you can get the last 2 tickets, then great, good on you. But if not, there are, I'm guessing, some kind of special deals that a lot of the businesses have downtown to help incentivize people to come downtown and shop local. And
yeah,
shop
definitely.
Small.
They have special sales just on that day.
Gotcha.
So if you're shopping local, you're shopping in the downtown, go on Small Business Saturday.
All
And
right.
every day of the year. But Small Business Saturday will get you some pretty good deals.
Great plug. Everyone, we're talking with Missy Krulik. She heads up the Heart of Lebanon downtown organization. We'll give you, at the end of the podcast, we'll give you some ways to get involved with this organization, whether it be on the board or a committee. Hear some of the fun things and would like to get involved in the planning process. I think Missy would accept you, would be willing to have you kind of join the fold and be able to do that. So the ornament stroll's coming up, Small Business Saturday, and then the first Saturday of December is when things kind of culminate for the end of the year with as far as festivities are concerned. Your collaboration, the Heart of Lebanon's collaboration with the Parks Department, and one of the most special times, I got to be honest, and of the year is for me the parade, the Christmas parade that starts at the Memorial Park and then heads downtown, and it's just special time, and that's kind of in the planning hopper as well.
Yeah, Christmas on the Square is always the first Saturday in December, so we have Small Business Saturday, we turn around the next week, and we have Christmas on the Square.
So just like the mischief, you can celebrate, but then boop, next one.
It's a quick turnaround time this time. But so we are basically the tailgate of the Christmas parade. So come downtown. We'll have live reindeer. We'll have some activities for the kids. We'll have live performances. Every year, the Snowflake Princess is crowned prior to the parade. We have a singing Mrs. Santa this year that's going to interact with the crowd. And
that's a new one.
Yeah,
right.
So that'll be fun. So just a lot of Christmas themed activities. I hear the Grinch is going to be there. Maybe get some photo ops with him. So, and then we also host our sweet market, which is our artisans and farmers market vendors. We'll be there to sell some sweet treats, and so you can do a little bit of shopping while you're at Christmas on the Square. So
how much do you geek out about being able to add a singing Mrs. Claus and all the live reindeer and all those things? You get kind of excited to go and look through and find different things that you could bring in to add for the fun for people of all ages for events like these.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to plan events and see what new things you can find. And thank goodness, I don't know what they did before the internet. How'd they find anything? So yeah, there's a lot of rental companies out there, a lot of rental reindeer. So we're excited to have Silly Safari's reindeer again with us this year. So it's always a crowd favorite, and you can never pet a reindeer enough. I don't know. So it's kind of that magic of the holidays, and it's exciting to get to be a part of such a great event in the downtown and throughout Lebanon. So with the Parks Department parade is wonderful, and it's always exciting when it comes downtown, and yeah, it's just a great event. And then with Santa coming and that magical moment of when the tree is lit. So it's Hallmark, people. It's beautiful.
And if you've never been, everybody, this is one of those things that highly, highly recommend it. And the thing I like too, Missy, along with your organizational skills, the Heart of Lebanon, many of these events are free to no charge. We talked about Mischief and how many people came down. Great. This was a free event to take in as a family and be able to enjoy that. Same thing with Christmas on the Square and the Christmas parade. You can be there in that Hallmark card and just have it free of charge, no charge, and then whatever you get at the sweet market is on you. But
right, it's about creating community and creating traditions, and that's what makes a place feel like home. Is when you have traditions and you have things that you look forward to throughout the year. And this is a place where you can come and you can see your neighbor, or you can see a relative that may live in town. or you can see somebody on your little league team, so it's a place where the community can gather, be in community, and have a magical experience at Christmas time.
And you bring up a really good point too, because there are great events not just in Lebanon, but very few will you be able to see, like you mentioned, people on your sports teams or your neighbors, that type of thing. You can go down to the Monument Circle, and at least in years past, you can go to IMS, you can go to all these places, and that's great, and highly recommend doing that. But here in Lebanon, you can see a lot of friends and neighbors and people you know, and be able to celebrate that with them. And to me, that means more maybe than going downtown to celebrate with thousands of complete strangers, that type of thing.
Right. That's the spirit of the holidays, right? Is being together with people that you love and people that you know. And I think that Christmas on the Square really affords that opportunity.
Everybody, we're talking with Missy Krulik. She is the executive director of the Heart of Lebanon. It's a downtown organization, a nonprofit, kind of adding to the quality of place, the quality of life for not only local residents here in Lebanon, but for visitors that may come into town for a short or even long period of time here on episode 142 of the podcast. If we can kind of circle towards just kind of the overall data gathering of what happens downtown, Missy, the whole thought process behind hanging out downtown and being there for a longer period of time is something that has really kind of come to light as a strength for downtown Lebanon, so much so that it came to light with some recent data that was gathered by the state to kind of help the Heart of Lebanon accentuate itself within the community?
Yeah, so the Heart of Lebanon we're very proud to say that we're a nationally accredited Main Street organization. Not many Main Streets in Indiana can say that. So the Heart of Lebanon can say that. So we're so proud of that. But part of being nationally accredited Main Street is that we have to have a transformational strategy. So basically, this transformational strategy is just what it sounds like, right? It's a strategy that can be identified through data that have our strengths, our weaknesses, and that strategy can help us to revitalize the downtown even further. So it kind of looks at what kind of businesses should you bring in, what kind of activities should you have, what kind of placemaking should you have available. So we went through that this year. We got a lot of community input through surveys. They met with a lot of stakeholders in our downtown, our businesses, our building owners, people with the city, and said, what do you feel is great about downtown? And what do you feel is not so great about downtown? And so by collecting all that data, they combed through it and they came up with our transformational strategy. I was excited to find out what that might be, because sometimes when you're in the ditch and you're digging, you don't quite get to look around a lot.
You're celebrating these things in a shorter period of time. You're turning around for the next one. You're caught, attention.
Yeah, so I was super excited to have this data, to have somebody else comb through the data and tell us what they thought we should look forward to in the years to come. So what they identified was be a destination for experiential consumerism. And they said, this is not your typical transformational strategy. This isn't one that we've identified. This wasn't one on the list, but this one fit perfect with your community and your downtown. So we're like, wow, that's a mouthful.
That doesn't exactly roll off the tongue.
No, it doesn't. Easily, yeah. So we really had to do some digging in, some thinking, and what we came up with was essentially what we want people to do is linger longer in downtown Lebanon. So we want them to come to downtown Lebanon. We want them to have an experience while they're there, whether it be an experience with design or placemaking, whether it be an experience within one of the establishments, like one of the restaurants or one of the retail spaces, that they can go in and it can be a unique experience to them. So that's kind of what we're working towards the next 3 years, is identifying those things that make people come to downtown and spend some time. And
I misspoke earlier saying this was a statewide data collection kind of helping, that this is a national deal. How great was it to be able to have a national entity that sees Main Streets, downtown organizations rather, from all over the country, being able to look at Lebanon, Indiana, and being able to find something that is honed in on exactly what will help transform and continue to really evolve in downtown.
Yeah, it was really, really neat. And things that they saw in Lebanon are things that they hadn't seen before. So it's kind of neat that we kind of set ourselves apart a little bit, and for them to be able to identify those things. Like, they have where they can look at a town and they can look at the data and they can tell maybe what kind of groups of people there are, how they spend their money, how they spend their free time, even down to what car they drive.
Not creepy at all.
No. So yeah, we actually had 3 different types of people living within 5 minutes of downtown, which is crazy. I mean, they'd never seen that before. So it's kind of neat just to see how we're unique. And it was they read, all the information on the types of people, and it hit the nail on the head. So it's pretty cool stuff, information to dive into and utilize. But yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, and they're pretty good at their job if they can hone it down so well to have you be like, yeah, you nailed it, that type of thing. So the next 3 years or so is kind of fine-tuning that or putting that into practice and having some practical applications for downtown Lebanon?
Yeah, basically when we do our events, we're looking at ways maybe people can spend a little bit more time in downtown and in the different businesses. It's about placemaking and maybe it's, I think Alley Oop really plays into that, where you can go to the alley, you can learn some information about Lebanon's basketball history, you can watch some videos, look at some pictures, just a little bit more things to spend your time. So we'll be looking at some more placemaking elements that we can do, even if it's just some fun benches, right? Where someone can hang out and read a book or, just spend some time, and, different promotional things that we do. Just everything that we do will encompass how people can linger longer in downtown Lebanon. And
for the betterment of people that live in Lebanon and those that set up shop in our downtown
absolutely.
As well.
Supports our small businesses. And when you support the small businesses in your downtown, you should support small businesses citywide, right? But when our downtown is healthy and thriving, it helps the rest of the community. It's the heart of the community, and it's not that we want to put all of our eggs in one basket, but man, if you can really make that heart strong, it's shown data-wise, we love data, right? Yeah. That it affects the rest of the community in a positive way. So.
Yeah, and people, you can go online and just see the positive ripple effects from a thriving downtown into what those ripple effects, those rings have throughout a community as well. Not just Lebanon, but for nationwide as well. Missy, after hearing all these things, the great events that have taken place, those that are about to take place, and then the future, those transformational strategies and the application of that. If someone is listening to the podcast and they're like, I would love to help get in on being able to plan mischief on Meridian or plan a stroll of my own, that type of thing. What's the best way to get in contact with you? I'm looking right now at the Heart of Lebanon. The Facebook page is right in front of me here. You can just search everybody, the Heart of Lebanon, and boom, it's right there. If someone's listening to this pod and they're like, I would like to get involved, maybe just dipping a toe in. I don't want to sign up to be a board member per se and to go to all those meetings and that type of thing. But if they want to get involved in a small scale, are those options available? Oh, absolutely. Anytime. We could use the help anytime. So you can reach out to me at the email info at heartoflebanon.org. You can reach out on one of our Facebook page, but email really seems to work the best with me. That way we can have a constant stream of communication. And yeah, if you see something like, hey, I think this would be really great at the event and I'd like to head that up, then absolutely. I will help guide you and lead you, and we can make it happen. So yeah, I've actually had people step up quite a bit, and we'd love more. So speaking of the eclipse happening next year, Lebanon is embracing the 80s theme. So I had someone contact me and said, I love the 80s. Can I help you? And so, yeah, if there's something that you're passionate about with the downtown, with placemaking, with the events, with business development, get a hold of me and we'll talk. We'll
develop your passion, because that's what downtown is all about, is fostering that passion of businesses, of people. So yeah, we love any and all that are willing to help.
Downtown Lebanon is in a great spot. And Missy, thank you for your dedication to that. I mean, I know that it's a lot, and appreciate all the love you have for our community, and the fact that you are #LoveInLebanon as well. It means a lot.
Yeah, it's a fun gig. It's a tiring gig, but it's a fun gig. So I'm glad to be a part of it. And, when you see those people at events and you see people enjoying your downtown and you hear the comments of, wow, that was really awesome, or I drove through downtown and it just feels alive. And so that's what makes it great to go to work every Monday morning and start the rest of the day of working hard until the next event or the next placemaking element. So yeah, it's a great gig. I love it.
Well, thank goodness you have the coolest looking courthouse in the USA as your kind of backdrop there. So that kind of goes with the territory.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Missy, thank you for being on the podcast. Again, the email address info@heartoflebanon.org is a chance to get that conversation going, to maybe learn a little bit more about the organization and maybe how you can take part as well. Missy, thanks for being here on the pod. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
Thank you to everybody listening to this episode. More episodes are coming your way soon. Take care.